The Martin Mystery. I remember that show when I was a kid. It was like a French Canadian anime version of Scooby Doo, but they had a caveman instead of a dog. And I think it was the first episode was, or at least the first one that I seen, was a zombie apocalypse paradise. And that was crazy to me that they would have a kids cartoon, even though I think it was more geared toward teenagers, that was that kind of violent. But I loved it. I loved it as a kid. I think it's really what sparked my love for zombie apocalypse stuff. So let's watch Wait. Remember Martin Mystery?
Wait, remember Martin Mystery? Because it would be a mystery if you didn't. And now that you've survived that Jordan cringe joke, let's continue to the video. It was a
Because his name is Jordan Fringe. I get it.
French, Italian, Canadian anime-inspired television show based on the
Italian,
popular
Canadian.
1982 comic series by Alfredo Castelli. It follows the crime-solving adventures of Martin Mystery, his stepsister Diana Lombard, and their Neanderthal friend Java the Caveman. They must all balance their normal lives.
Yeah, they like thought him out. He was in ice.
Lives at Torrington Academy with the paranormal world that never sleeps and often seeps into their lives at school. The series first premiered on Canada's YTV on October 1st, 2003, and made its United States debut in 2004 on Foxbox.
Hey, I remember the alien
Saturday
guy.
morning Fox network block that at one point had all these cartoons fighting each other, R.I.P. Kirby. It later ran for 3 months on Nickelodeon in 2005, with
I think that's
reruns
when I
after
watched
being
it.
shown for the following 3 years on Nicktoons.
Wasn't
The
it also
series
on
is produced
Jetix?
by Marathon Media,
Or was
now
that
known
Nicktoons?
as Zodiac Kid
I don't remember.
Studios, which also produced another well-known show with an investigative
Totally
crime-fighting
Spies.
trio that I covered in our Wait Remember series not too long ago. It Totally Spies.
Oh, I'm gonna have to
Many
check that
fans
out.
complained that Martin Mystery didn't get nearly as much attention as its sister show, Totally Spies. It did get a 66-episode run with 3 full seasons. In comparison to the now still ongoing Totally Spies, Martin Mystery is not fully a flop or a bop, so let's call it a blop. But our goal here today is not to just compare the show, which, let's face it, we will for some points, or a lot of points, but rather
I think I only watched like 10 episodes of this show, so I have no idea what it's even about.
take a
Other
look at
than
it
they
on its own.
crime
what it
fighting.
was about, what happened
Not
to
crime
it,
fighting, more like mystery solving crime fighting.
and all that other fun stuff.
Now a word from our sponsor.
Thank you to Surfshark VPN for sponsoring
Blech.
today's video. Surfshark VPN is a virtual private network
I use Proton. I'm probably not going to move away from them.
that helps you secure your digital life, in turn helping your real life by putting your worries at ease. Surfshark offers one of the best full coverage VPN packages out there, with an unlimited number of devices that can all run under one subscription, all at the same time. Seriously, as many devices as you want. The Surfshark app itself is available on all platforms: PC, Mac, and of
So is
course the
Proton.
Linux users out there, you're covered as well. Even smart TVs and video game consoles, all along with 24/7 live customer support.
I don't know about the smart TVs and game consoles part, but who needs a VPN for those? I guess people are trying to watch Netflix in other countries. But, I don't have Netflix because I'm a privateer. If you want to call me that. Not a pirate. Because I don't rape and pillage. I'm a privateer.
And a full 30-day money-back guarantee to make sure you know it's completely risk-free by giving them a shot, as well as one of the best security measures with their strictly no-logs policy, which encrypts your data, meaning that they do not keep any of it, nor does anyone know what you're doing online. Want to watch something that isn't streaming in your country? And no worries, just connect to any of the servers Surfshark has around the world and boom, you can access streaming libraries.
There's an app called Magnet Search and another app called Flood. Do what you will with that information.
of even more content that otherwise would not be available in your country. It's fast and it's easy to use, filled with features that go beyond just the basics with a regular VPN. If you want to protect yourself online while browsing, as well as help support the channel, you can get Surfshark VPN at surfshark.deals/JordanFringe and enter promo code JordanFringe for 83% off and an extra 3 months for free. So click the link down below in the description and get protected today.
Oh, of course, I get it. Why didn't I think of that?
Created by David Michael and Vincent Calvin de Marseille, the duo responsible for the hit girl power franchise Totally Spies. In the past, these two have shared their various personal inspirations for their work on Totally Spies, which definitely translates to Martin Mystery due to the similar storytelling and character writing. While Totally Spies was more in Clueless meets James Bond, Martin Mystery is
Meets Charlie's Angels. Don't forget that.
as if Scooby-Doo met James Bond, and trust me, it's totally different. David and Vincent have taken artistic liberties for the sake of a more modernized storytelling for TV. Much like Totally Spies' Whoop, Martin, Diana, and Java work for a secret covert organization called The Center that seeks to protect Earth and its
I didn't know that. I might have to rewatch this show. I didn't watch all of it anyway. I think, yeah, like 10, whatever was on Nickelodeon.
people from the supernatural. At the head of the organization is MOM, an acronym for Mystery
Wait, I do remember that.
Organization Manager. I'm sure that the reason they chose to call the Mystery Organization Manager Mom is a reference to M's character in James Bond, and how all of them call her ma'am, but their accents make it sound like they're calling her their mother. Mom, fittingly enough, plays some sort of paternal role in making sure that Martin and Diana stay on task and busy in their investigation. Similar to Totally Spies, Martin has his own gadgets that are accessible through a U-Watch. No, this one doesn't contain the DNA of a handful of aliens for him to transform into. Check out my multi-hour long Ben 10 video.
I watched the first 2 series of Ben 10. The very first one was the best, second one was alright.
Instead, the U-Watch has features like a database of all monsters, built-in bioscan, a U-Shield, a laser gun, an energy blade, and a turbo bungee grappling hook, among a few other convenient weapons and tools, all stored in the convenience of a small watch. And it kinda looks like a Digivice that has no relevance to anything. I just like that. In this Monster of the Week structure of storytelling, every episode offers something new and exciting. Not many of the episodes have a plot that carries over multiple
Hey, there's a zombie apocalypse one. I remember having a crush on this chick when I was a kid.
episodes, so it's easy to jump around from episode to episode or take a break whenever you need to. It's usually monsters based on well-known cultural legends or mythology, which usually allows the slightly older viewers to speculate and investigate along
Wasn't the Secret Saturdays like that?
with the two of them. If you like the Secret Saturdays, there's
yeah,
a great
okay.
chance that you'd enjoy this show as well, or at bare minimum, the concept of the show. But what makes this show its own is the characters themselves, especially after seeing the changes made to them from the comics.
Now what do we do?
Call in reinforcements.
Martin Mystery is taking a break. The real mystery is, where is he going? The mystery is solved.
I remember
He found
that.
Martin. He was playing with your neighbor's dog.
I remember that cutaway.
Martin himself is one of those older viewers I just mentioned too, with a wealth of knowledge on modern adaptations like monster-centered movies, video games, and comics that often helps him in fighting against these creatures. Voiced by Sam
Was that Cowboy Bebop? That looked like Cowboy
these
Bebop.
video games and comics that often helps him in fighting against these creatures. Voiced by Sam Vincent, he sports a gravity
It looked like one of the ships from Cowboy Bebop because they all look like guns.
defying blonde hairstyle and some sort of variation of his iconic red and yellow flame button-up. Shall we play Spot the Difference here? All he needs is a goatee. His attitude in the series is worlds different from the comics. While Martin in the comics is heavily compared to Indiana Jones, the character in the comics actually first appeared in 1978, years before the first Indiana Jones movie was released. Both Indiana Jones and Martin Mystery were originally inspired by Alan Quatermain, a character created by a Victorian novelist H. Rider Haggard. All 3 characters are suave and brave older men who have committed their lives to exploration and heroism. In In the animated series, Martin could not be more the opposite. Because of his delusions and massive ego, he is convinced that every woman wants him and that every fish fears him. Usually, confidence can only make a person more attractive, but in this case, his personality is exaggerated to the fullest, basically harassing every woman around him. His stepsister Diana offers a nice opposing personality though. She is often very exhausted with his high energy and obsession with girls that are clearly uninterested in him. Voiced by Kelly Sheridan, she also has a very exaggerated personality as an easy to anger crime-solving partner, who uses logic and reasoning to try to investigate due to her more uptight, analytical, and slightly obsessive
You know, I kind of remember him being a wannabe ladies' man.
disposition. In the comics, however,
Or am I confusing? What other characters are like that? There's some famous characters that are like I know Master Roshi, but I'm thinking of some younger characters.
Diana plays Martin's fiancée or wife, a social worker who does not join Martin on missions. I guess maybe the creators wanted a female partner for Martin that wasn't
Wait, that's what Martin Mystery originally looked like? Yo. Why does he look like Tattoo?
join Martin on missions. I guess maybe the creators wanted a female partner for Martin that wasn't romantic, so they made her his sister so no one would ship them? I don't know how much they know about the internet though, because that's never seemed to stop anyone before, especially if you make her a stepsister.
No, it makes it worse, actually.
What are you doing, you weirdos? But despite their more annoying personality traits, they are a very fun duo. Martin's geekier side is very endearing, and Diana actually does care for her brother no matter how much she criticizes him. And they do have some moments where they are vulnerable with each other after a more perilous mission, although it usually doesn't last long. And the more episodes I watched, the more they both grew on me. Joining them on missions is Java the Caveman, a real-life Neanderthal voiced by Dale Wilson, who serves as the muscle of the group. While in the comics he only communicates through grunts, the series gives him a little bit more to work with here.
I waste time, say lot word when few word do trick.
He works various jobs around Torrington Academy, the boarding school in Sherbrooke, Quebec, where Diana and Martin live, allowing them to always be close together. There's also Billy the Martian, who flies around in a small saucer and works more with Mom, but is able to pop up when Martin, Diana, and Java are on missions to offer assistance in testing samples or conveying messages back and forth.
Okay, no, yeah. I thought that he wasn't actually part of the group. But in my mind, I was like, wait, maybe he was, like, in an episode, they found him and he became part of the group. No, he wasn't. He'd just show up sometimes. I remember that now.
Billy and Martin are very close, as Billy acts much like a younger protege to Martin, soaking up every delusional word he says. In the third season, he is given a human form called the BS 1000, and that's no BS, allowing him to be able to attend Torrington Academy with the rest of the group. The tone of the show is
I don't
much
remember
darker
that.
than the other media Marathon had produced in the past. Its gloomy palette alludes more toward older detective media like early Batman cartoons, Sherlock Holmes, Supernatural, and Scooby-Doo. And considering Scooby-Doo has had a crossover with all the aforementioned characters and shows, I think Martin Mystery could have had a fun time with a Scooby Gang team up and kind of have some fun with the validity of the paranormal. Animated by the Japanese studio Tatsunoko Productions, the show
That's
is
why it
very
looked
much
like
an
anime.
in spirit, with its exaggerated
You know what? I'm just going to say it's an anime since it was a Japanese creator. Or not creator, but animator. Martin Mystery is an anime.
physical features and expressions. Atmospheric rich backgrounds further explore the series' visual noir reminiscent theme. The title cards remind me a lot of the Goosebumps books. Speaking of Goosebumps, Martin Mystery has received critiques on how scary some of the visuals were for its young target audience. This was really only
Dude,
voiced
yes.
in reviews.
That's what I loved about it. Same with like Courage the Cowardly Dog and Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. It was around the same time.
Once the young viewers were old enough to reminisce about the repercussions of seeing some of the more nightmare-inducing things. They're all like, it made 8-year-old me crap my pants every week.
Yeah, but now 25-year-old you can handle it and really loves it. So, was it really all that bad? Or at least that's how it was in my case. I was horrified by a lot of the things that I watched when I was a kid. Growing up, I realized it wasn't that horrible, and there was nothing to be afraid of. They're just movies. and it really gives you some creative ideas for your own things that you plan on doing.
10 out of 10 stars would recommend.
He's got a bad case of cabin fever.
Martin Mystery will be back right away. That's just for you. For everyone else, we're taking our sweet time. If you concentrate really hard, Martin Mystery will come on. Well done.
That's good. I like that.
Totally Spies has been confirmed to return in 2023 with a 7th season, leaving a lot of fans wondering about a possible revival of Martin.
Are they going to be adults or teenagers? I really hope they're adults. That would actually be really cool. I hope it's not like just a new BS season where new things happen to the same people. Don't want that. Show me the next generation. Make something somewhat original.
Martin Mystery. While
just
the
a
entirety of
remake
the
and a
series
reboot.
aired while Totally Spies was in the bulk of its run, it's possible that the reason that Martin Mystery didn't continue past the 3rd season is because of Totally Spies' success. But to challenge that, it's not like they were competitors at all. If anything, Martin Mystery could have ridden the wave of success that came with being associated with
Yeah,
Totally
but that's a lot of
Spies.
work.
Sure, it wouldn't be nearly as successful, but it would still be another related show.
I think that it would have been more successful in the long run. I think people would be still watching it because nobody really remembers Totally Spies. But everybody always remembers all the gruesome shows that they watched as a kid that were more geared toward kids.
Show that fans could turn to. And of course, the people at Marathon knew this, so naturally, they did have a crossover episode in the 5th season of Totally Spies titled Totally Mystery
I don't
Watch.
remember that.
Martin and the spies are both sent on the same mission at a ski resort in the Swiss Alps. They immediately attack each other, but after some discussion and a call from both Jerry and Mom, who are very friendly already, they are instructed to team up together to defeat a Yeti snow creature that is attacking skiers and turning them into Yeti, much like himself. Martin obviously tries to hit on all the girls, except Sam, comparing her to his buzzkill sister. But despite a bad first impression, Martin and Alex
like
really
that.
hit it off as they have a lot
She-
of the
she
same
does seem like
interests,
her.
and it's really nice. Even leaves Clover a little jealous despite her disgust at having a nerd attracted to her. Ew. It offered some fun acknowledgments to the differences between the two shows, like how much easier it is for Martin to be transported to the center, i.e. crawling through a cabinet as opposed to being sucked into a vacuum. The crossover episode was really fun, and I'm a little bummed it didn't happen more than once. But much like having the same people making two shows, the popular show in most cases completely overshadows the other, like with Man of Action having the Ben 10 series and putting out Generator Rex.
Never watched Generator X. And look where Ben 10 is now.
Martin Mystery ended its run possibly due to, one, lower ratings, but also, if we do look at the merchandise side of things, it clearly was never going to touch what Totally Spies was able to do on a global scale with toys, merch, and more. The last episode of the series aired on March of 2006, but that didn't stop Marathon from producing more Martin Mystery content. There was a Nintendo DS game that released in 2008, 2 years after the series finale, called Martin Mystery Monster Invasion. They've already shown that making more Martin Mystery content after the series had ended is something that they are willing to do. So that paired well
I'm gonna have to check that game out because I want to know if it's any good. I have to download that because obviously I'm not gonna pay for a Nintendo game. What do I look like, a Nintendo shill? I'm not gonna allow them to keep ripping people off and suing people who don't deserve it.
with the news of the Totally Spies reboot. It's very possible that we will see Martin again at some point in the future. Maybe it's just wishful thinking because I really hope we do, but who knows? Rewatching the series was a lot of fun and it really helped me get prepared for the spooky season. Do you think I should dress up as Martin for Halloween? People will probably think I'm just dressing up as Guy Fieri, but hey, that's a 2-in-1 costume. Call that cost efficient. What were your thoughts on the series? Did you prefer it over Totally Spies? Did it give you nightmares? I need to know. Go ahead and drop your thoughts in the comments down below. Thanks so much for watching, and make sure to hit the like button and subscribe with notifications on for more content like this, or I won't protect you from the monster under your bed, or the one in your closet, or the one in the hallway. Follow me on Twitter, and I'll be back with another video soon, but until then, later.
I wanted to know more about the whole Nickelodeon situation. Why was it on Nickelodeon And why did they not continue airing it? Unless they did air the entire thing. But it had like 60-something episodes, didn't it? It couldn't have aired that many episodes in 3 months. Because that's only like, what? It's only 12 episodes if they play them weekly. They'd have to do a new episode like every day, and or every other day. But if they did it every day, yeah, they didn't play all the episodes. I want to know more about that. What happened? Anyway, this guy. I like the way he does his videos, and I like he does the vaporwave low quality zoom in shots. So I'm going to give him a 10 out of 10. I'm also going to give Martin Mystery a 10 out of 10 for really making an impression on my childhood.